Syllogism is a form of deductive reasoning where a conclusion is inferred from two premises. Understanding syllogisms is essential for logical reasoning assessments. Deductive reasoning involves deriving specific conclusions from general statements. The structure of a syllogism typically includes a major premise, a minor premise, and a conclusion. Valid syllogisms ensure that if the premises are true, the conclusion must also be true. Syllogisms are used to evaluate the validity of arguments and identify logical fallacies. A syllogism comprises two premises, major and minor, and a conclusion. The conclusion of a syllogism must logically follow from the premises. Syllogisms provide a structured framework for deductive reasoning. A valid syllogism ensures that if the premises are true, the conclusion must also be true. Syllogistic reasoning is a fundamental tool in logic and critical thinking. Understanding syllogisms enhances the ability to construct and evaluate arguments effectively. A logical argument consists of a major premise, a minor premise, and a conclusion. The major premise presents a general statement or universal truth. The minor premise provides a specific example or instance related to the major premise. The conclusion logically follows from the major and minor premises. If all mammals are animals, and all dogs are mammals, then all dogs are animals. Syllogisms commonly employ statements of the form all A are B. Another standard syllogistic form is no A are B. Syllogisms may also include statements such as some A are B. The form some A are not B is also used in syllogistic arguments. The Venn diagram method uses circles to represent categories and their relationships. Overlapping sections of the circles illustrate shared characteristics between categories. Venn diagrams aid in visualizing logical relationships between different sets of data. This visualization method facilitates the understanding of commonalities and differences. Venn diagrams visually represent set relationships and logical conclusions. The statement, all cats are animals, is represented by the cat's circle being fully contained within the animal circle. The statement, all animals are wild, is represented by the animals circle being fully contained within the wild circle. If all cats are animals and all animals are wild, then the conclusion, all cats are wild, is logically true. Venn diagrams provide a clear visual method for verifying the validity of logical arguments. The statement, no birds are robots, indicates that the sets of birds and robots have no intersection. The statement, all robots are machines, means the robot set is entirely contained within the machine set. The conclusion, no birds are machines, is false because the diagram doesn't exclude the possibility of birds being machines. Even though robots are machines, birds could still potentially belong to the set of machines without being robots. The statement, some pencils are pens, indicates an overlapping relationship between the set of pencils and the set of pens. The statement, no pen is eraser, indicates that the set of pens and the set of erasers are mutually exclusive. The conclusion, some pencils are not erasers, is derived from the spatial relationship between the three sets. The overlapping area of pencils and pens is separate from erasers, supporting the conclusion. Venn diagrams provide a visual method to evaluate the validity of logical arguments involving set relationships. The statement, some flowers are red, indicates an overlap between the set of flowers and the set of red things. The statement, all red things are beautiful, means the red things circle is entirely contained within a larger beautiful things circle. The conclusion, some flowers are beautiful, is true because the overlapping area of flowers and red falls within the beautiful category. Venn diagrams visually represent set relationships, aiding in logical deduction and verification of conclusions. All apples are fruits. This statement indicates that the set of apples is entirely contained within the set of fruits. Some fruits are sweet. This statement indicates that there is an intersection between the set of fruits and the set of sweet things. Conclusion, some apples are sweet. This cannot be definitively concluded from the given statements. The relationship between apples and sweetness is possible, but not certain based on the provided information. Method 2. involves memorizing standard statement forms. This method requires understanding how statement forms combine. The goal is to form valid conclusions through logical combinations. Memorization and combination of statement types are key to this method. The statement all A are B indicates that every member of set A is also a member of set B. The statement no A are B means that there is no overlap between set A and set B. The statement some A are B signifies that at least one member of set A is also a member of set B. The statement some A are not B indicates that at least one member of set A is not a member of set B. These four statement types form the foundation for expressing relationships between categories and sets. The statement, all teachers are wise, indicates that the set of teachers is a subset of the set of wise individuals. The statement, some wise are rich, indicates an overlap between the set of wise individuals and the set of rich individuals. The conclusion, some teachers are rich, is possible, but not certain based on the given statements. Even if all teachers are wise, it is not guaranteed that the wise who are rich include any teachers. The conclusion requires additional information to confirm a definitive relationship between teachers and rich individuals. This scenario exemplifies a logical deduction problem where conclusions are possible but not necessarily valid without further evidence. The initial statement asserts that no men belong to the category of dogs. The second statement indicates that some dogs are classified as pets. The conclusion posits that some pets are not men, derived from the preceding statements. Because no men are dogs, any entity that is a dog cannot simultaneously be a man. Since some dogs are also pets, it logically follows that those pets cannot be men. Therefore, the conclusion, some pets are not men, is a valid deduction from the given premises. The premise, all actors are dancers, establishes a subset relationship where the set of actors is contained within the set of dancers. The premise, all dancers are energetic, further establishes that the set of dancers is contained within the set of energetic individuals. Given both premises, the conclusion, all actors are energetic, logically follows. This is an example of deductive reasoning, where a specific conclusion is guaranteed by the truth of the premises. The structure of this argument is valid, meaning that if the premises are true, the conclusion must also be true. The premise, some cooks are butchers, indicates an overlap between the categories of cooks and butchers. The premise, no butcher is honest, establishes that the category of butchers is entirely separate from the category of honest individuals. The conclusion, some cooks are not honest, is derived from the combination of the two premises. The cooks, who are also butchers, are excluded from the set of honest people. Therefore, the conclusion is possible because there is a subset of cooks that cannot be honest. The premise states, no fruits or vegetables, all vegetables are green. The conclusion drawn is, no fruits are green. This conclusion is false because the premises do not exclude the possibility of fruits being green. The initial premises only establish a relationship between fruits, vegetables, and the color green, not a definitive exclusion. Therefore, the argument is invalid, as the conclusion does not necessarily follow from the premises. Method 3 involves checking all possible scenarios to determine the validity of a conclusion. This method assesses if a conclusion is always true, sometimes possible, or never true. Analyzing complementary cases is essential to ensure all possibilities are considered. By examining all possibilities, the certainty of a conclusion can be rigorously evaluated. This approach provides a comprehensive understanding of the conclusion's robustness under various conditions. Analyzing all possible cases is crucial for determining the validity of a conclusion. Considering complementary cases helps to ensure a comprehensive analysis. Each case represents a specific set of circumstances under which the conclusion is evaluated. By examining all possibilities, potential flaws in the conclusion can be identified. This thorough analysis strengthens the reliability and robustness of the conclusion. The statement, some boys are tall, indicates that at least one boy is tall, but not necessarily all. The statement, all tall boys are smart, means that if a boy is tall, then he is also smart. Given some boys are tall and all tall boys are smart, it logically follows that some boys are smart. This conclusion is valid because the tall boys subset acts as a bridge, connecting the boys set to the smart set. Therefore, the conclusion, some boys are smart, is a logically sound deduction from the given premises. The statement, no glass is cup, indicates a mutually exclusive relationship between the sets of all glasses and all cups. The statement, some cups are plates, indicates an overlapping relationship between the sets of cups and plates. The conclusion, some plates are not glass, is derived from the combination of the two statements. Plates that are also cups cannot be glass, due to the initial statement that no glass is a cup. Therefore, it is true that some plates are not glass, as a portion of the plate set exists outside the glass set. All squares are rectangles, establishing a subset relationship. Some rectangles are triangles, indicating an overlapping relationship. It is possible, but not definite, that some squares are triangles. The conclusion, some squares are triangles, is a possibility, not a certainty. Complementary cases explore whether the conclusion is necessarily true. The statement, all cities are towns, establishes a subset relationship where the set of cities is contained within the set of towns. The statement, no town is a village, indicates a mutually exclusive relationship between towns and villages. Given that all cities are towns and no town is a village, it logically follows that no city can be a village. This is an example of deductive reasoning, where a specific conclusion is derived from general premises. The conclusion, no city is a village, is true because it is a necessary consequence of the given statements. The statement, some rivers are lakes, indicates a partial overlap between the set of rivers and the set of lakes. The statement, all lakes are deep, means the set of lakes is entirely contained within the set of deep things. The conclusion, some rivers are deep, follows logically from the two premises. This is an example of deductive reasoning, where a specific conclusion is derived from general statements. The validity of this argument depends on the truth of the premises. Practice questions from previous year government exams are essential for preparation. Government exams like SSC, CGL, Bank PO, and RRB require focused preparation. Previous year questions provide insights into exam patterns and difficulty levels. Consistent practice with past papers enhances problem-solving skills and time management. Analyzing previous year papers helps identify strengths and weaknesses in specific subjects. Effective preparation involves both understanding concepts and practicing with relevant questions. The question involves evaluating logical conclusions based on given statements. The first statement asserts that some plums are peaches, indicating a partial overlap between the two sets. The second statement indicates that all peaches are apples, meaning the peaches set is entirely contained within the apples set. The third statement suggests that some apples are mangoes, implying a partial intersection between these two sets. Conclusion I. Some mangoes are peaches is not necessarily true based on the statements. Conclusion 2. Some apples are peaches is true because all peaches are apples, ensuring an overlap. The statement, all engineers are innovative, implies that the set of engineers is a subset of the set of innovative individuals. The statement, all students are engineers, implies that the set of students is a subset of the set of engineers. Combining both statements, the set of students is also a subset of the set of innovative individuals. Therefore, the conclusion, all students are innovative, is logically valid based on the given statements. The conclusion, all innovative are students, is not necessarily true, as innovative individuals may not be students. Only conclusion 2, all students are innovative, logically follows from the given statements. The statement, no computer is television, indicates a mutually exclusive relationship between computers and televisions. The statement, all radios are television, implies that the set of radios is a subset contained entirely within the set of televisions. Conclusion I, all radios are computers, is invalid because radios are a subset of televisions which are mutually exclusive from computers. Conclusion 2. No radios are computers is valid because radios are a subset of televisions, which are mutually exclusive from computers. The statement, some bowls are plates, indicates an overlap between the set of bowls and the set of plates. The statement, no plate is a glass, means there is no intersection between the set of plates and the set of glasses. Conclusion I. Some glasses are not bowls is true because glasses are entirely separate from plates, which overlap with bowls. Conclusion 2. All glasses being bowls is possible is also true, representing a hypothetical scenario where the glass's circle is entirely contained within the bowl's circle. The statement, all prisoners are men, indicates that the set of prisoners is a subset of the set of men. The statement, no man is educated, implies that the sets of men and educated individuals are mutually exclusive. Conclusion I. All prisoners are uneducated follows logically because prisoners are a subset of men and no men are educated. Conclusion 2. Some men are prisoners is also valid, as the set of prisoners is contained within the set of men. Therefore, both conclusions I and 2 are logically supported by the given statements. This type of logical deduction is commonly used in government exam questions to assess reasoning skills. Venn diagrams effectively visualize the relationships between different categories. Drawing a Venn diagram helps to clarify the commonalities and differences between sets of data. Using Venn diagrams provides a clear visual representation of overlapping and distinct elements. Venn diagrams are a simple yet powerful tool for organizing and understanding complex relationships. The statement, all A are B, implies that set A is a subset of set B. Visually, AB means every element in A is also an element in B. Understanding subset relationships is crucial for logical reasoning and problem solving. Representing all A are B, as AB simplifies complex relationships into a clear visual format. The statement no A are B indicates a complete absence of overlap between sets A and B. In set theory, no A are B means that the intersection of set A and set B is an empty set. Visually, no A are B is represented by two distinct, non-intersecting regions. The no A are B relationship implies that no element belonging to A can also belong to B. Understanding no A or B is crucial for logical reasoning and avoiding incorrect inferences. The statement, some A are B, indicates a partial overlap between sets A and B. Visually, some A are B is represented by intersecting circles in a Venn diagram. The overlapping area signifies the elements that are common to both set A and set B. This Venn diagram illustrates that at least one element belongs to both A and B. The non-overlapping portions of circles A and B represent elements unique to each set. Understanding this relationship is crucial for logical reasoning and set theory. The statement, some A are not B, indicates that a portion of set A is disjoint from set B. This relationship implies that not all members of set A are also members of set B. Visually, some A are not B is represented by a non-empty region of A that does not intersect with B. The key aspect of some A are not B is the existence of at least one element in A that is not in B. Understanding some A are not B is crucial for accurate logical reasoning and avoiding overgeneralization. The statement, all cats are animals, can be visually represented using set theory. In this representation, the cat circle is entirely contained within the animal circle. This visually demonstrates that the set of all cats is a subset of the set of all animals. The inner circle represents a specific category, while the outer circle represents a broader classification. Visual aids can effectively illustrate hierarchical relationships between concepts. The statement, all animals are wild, establishes a hierarchical relationship. In a visual representation, the cat circle is contained within the animal circle. The animal circle, in turn, is contained within the wild circle, completing the hierarchy. The story begins with a simple premise. Cats living in a jungle. The narrative introduction sets the stage for the video's content. This introductory story serves as a hook to engage the audience. The story provides a relatable context for understanding the subject matter. The video uses storytelling to make complex topics more accessible. The cats in a jungle scenario creates an engaging and memorable learning experience. Venn diagrams are visual aids used to represent sets and their relationships. These diagrams illustrate commonalities and differences between distinct groups. Venn diagrams effectively visualize intersections and unions of data sets. They provide a clear, intuitive way to understand complex relationships within data. Each method is explained through step-by-step visual examples. The video provides a clear, visual walkthrough of each step. Visual examples are used to clarify complex processes. The step-by-step approach ensures easy understanding and replication. Practice questions can be inserted into YouTube videos to enhance viewer engagement. On-screen answers provide immediate feedback to viewers, reinforcing learning. Explanations accompanying the answers clarify concepts and address potential misunderstandings. Interactive practice questions can improve knowledge, retention, and comprehension. Practice questions can be strategically placed throughout the video to maintain viewer attention. The combination of questions, answers, and explanations offers a comprehensive learning experience. YouTube videos often conclude with questions and solutions from previous year exams. Reviewing past exam questions is a common strategy for test preparation. These videos provide accessible resources for students preparing for exams. The inclusion of previous year exam questions enhances the educational value of the videos. Syllogism is a deductive reasoning technique. Syllogistic reasoning uses premises to form conclusions. Deductive reasoning moves from general statements to specific conclusions. Syllogisms provide a structured approach to logical arguments. Venn diagrams provide a visual representation of the relationships between different sets or categories. These diagrams use overlapping circles to illustrate commonalities and differences among groups. The overlapping area in a Venn diagram represents the elements shared by both categories. Areas outside the intersection represent elements unique to each individual category. Venn diagrams are useful for comparing and contrasting different concepts or datasets. Method 2 employs rules and statement types for syllogism solving. Rules provide a framework for determining the validity of syllogisms. Statement types categorize the structure and form of syllogistic propositions. Using rules and statement types offers a structured approach to syllogistic reasoning. Analyzing all possibilities ensures accurate conclusions. Considering complementary cases enhances problem-solving effectiveness. Comprehensive analysis of potential outcomes minimizes errors. Evaluating possibilities involves assessing different scenarios and their potential impacts. Complementary cases provide a more complete understanding of the problem. Method 3 emphasizes the importance of thoroughness in analytical reasoning. Effective exam preparation strategies aid government job aspirants in mastering syllogism concepts. Understanding syllogism concepts is crucial for success in government job exams. A structured approach enhances memory retention and comprehension of syllogistic reasoning. Practice and application of syllogism principles improve problem-solving skills for government job exams. Mastering syllogisms provides a competitive advantage for aspirants seeking government positions. Consistent study and focused practice are essential for achieving proficiency in syllogism-based questions. PDF question sets are available to provide additional practice opportunities. These ready-made question sets facilitate deeper understanding and knowledge retention. Utilizing PDF question sets allows for self-assessment and targeted learning. PDF question sets offer a structured approach to reviewing and reinforcing key concepts. The availability of PDF question sets supports comprehensive exam preparation. These question sets are designed to enhance learning through active recall and application. Visual explanations enhance understanding of complex concepts. Diagrams and charts provide a visual representation of data and processes. Virtual models offer an interactive way to explore structures and systems. Comparative images highlight similarities and differences between objects or concepts. Data interfaces display real-time information in an accessible format. Overlaid charts integrate data directly into visual representations. The statement, "All dogs are mammals," establishes a universal inclusion. The statement, "Some mammals are friendly," indicates a partial overlap. The conclusion, "Some dogs are friendly," is possible but not definitively certain. The relationship between sets allows for, but does not guarantee, the conclusion's validity. Logical fallacies can occur when assuming a definitive relationship from partial information. Valid conclusions require definitive evidence and logical necessity. The statement, "No squares are circles," establishes a mutually exclusive relationship between squares and circles. The statement, "All circles are round," indicates that the set of circles is entirely contained within the set of round objects. The conclusion, "No squares are round," is false, because squares could potentially exist outside the circle set but still within the round set. A valid conclusion requires that the relationship between the premises necessarily leads to the conclusion, which is not the case here. The statement, "Some books are interesting," indicates that at least one book possesses the quality of being interesting. The statement, "All interesting things are valuable," implies that the set of interesting things is a subset of valuable things. The conclusion, "Some books are valuable," infers that at least one book possesses the quality of being valuable. Because some books are interesting, and all interesting things are valuable, it logically follows that some books must be valuable. This syllogism demonstrates a valid deductive argument where the conclusion is necessarily true if the premises are true. The statement, "All cars are vehicles," establishes that the category of cars is entirely contained within the category of vehicles. The statement, "Some vehicles are expensive," indicates that a portion of the vehicle category overlaps with the category of expensive items. The conclusion, "Some cars are expensive," is possible but not certain, as the expensive vehicles may or may not include cars. The uncertainty arises because the expensive subset of vehicles is not explicitly defined as including cars. The statement, "No fish or birds," establishes a mutually exclusive relationship between the categories of fish and birds. The statement, "All birds can fly," indicates that the category of birds is a subset of things that can fly. Given that fish are not birds, and all birds can fly, it logically follows that no fish can fly. Therefore, the conclusion, "No fish can fly," is a valid deduction based on the given premises. The statement, "Some teachers are doctors," indicates an overlap between the set of teachers and the set of doctors. The statement, "All doctors are intelligent," means the set of doctors is entirely contained within the set of intelligent people. Conclusion I, "Some teachers are intelligent," logically follows from the given statements. Because some teachers are doctors, and all doctors are intelligent, some teachers must also be intelligent. Conclusion 2. All intelligent are teachers does not logically follow. The set of intelligent people is larger than the set of teachers. Therefore, not all intelligent people are teachers. The statement, "All pens are pencils," indicates that the set of pens is a subset of the set of pencils. The statement, "No pencil is an eraser," means there is no overlap between the set of pencils and the set of erasers. Conclusion I, "No pen is an eraser," follows logically because pens are a subset of pencils, and pencils have no intersection with erasers. Conclusion 2, "Some pencils are pens," follows logically because the set of pens is entirely contained within the set of pencils. Therefore, both conclusions I and 2 are valid deductions based on the given statements. This type of logical reasoning question tests the ability to draw valid inferences from given premises. The statement, "Some actors are singers," indicates an overlap between the set of actors and the set of singers. The statement, "All singers are dancers," implies that the set of singers is entirely contained within the set of dancers. Conclusion I, "Some actors are dancers," logically follows because the actor's circle overlaps with the singer's circle, which is inside the dancer's circle. Conclusion 2, "All dancers are actors," does not necessarily follow because the dancer's circle is not fully contained within the actor's circle. The statement, all planets are stars, implies that the set of planets is a subset of the set of stars. The statement, no star is a satellite, indicates that the sets of stars and satellites are mutually exclusive. Conclusion I. No planet is a satellite. Follows logically because planets are a subset of stars, and no star is a satellite. Conclusion 2. Some stars are planets follows logically because the statement, all planets are stars, implies that at least some stars must be planets. Therefore, both conclusions I and 2 are valid deductions based on the given statements. This type of logical reasoning question assesses the ability to draw valid inferences from given premises. The statement, some fruits are sweet, indicates that there is at least one fruit that possesses the characteristic of being sweet. The statement, all sweet things are desserts, means that the set of sweet things is entirely contained within the set of desserts. Conclusion I. Some fruits are desserts logically follows because some fruits are sweet, and all sweet things are desserts. Conclusion 2. All desserts are fruits does not logically follow because the statement only indicates that some fruits are sweet and all sweet things are desserts, not that all desserts must be fruits. Therefore, only conclusion I is valid based on the provided statements. Venn diagrams visually represent set relationships through overlapping circles. The statement, all A are B, is visualized by circle A being entirely inside circle B. Similarly, all B are C is shown by circle B being entirely inside circle C. From all A are B, and all B are C, the conclusion, all A are C, can be visually derived. The complete Venn diagram visually proves the logical conclusion. All A are C. The statement no A are B is visually represented by two non-overlapping circles labeled A and B. The statement all B are C is represented by circle B being entirely contained within circle C. The combination of no A are B and all B are C forms the premise for a logical argument. The conclusion no A are C is not valid, as A and C can potentially overlap or be separate. A valid Venn diagram requires accurate representation of set relationships to ensure logical conclusions. Visual representations of logical statements can aid in understanding and validating arguments. The statement some A are B is visually represented by circle A partially overlapping circle B. The statement all B are C is visually represented by circle B being entirely contained within circle C. The conclusion, some A are C, can be inferred from the overlapping relationship between A and B and the containment of B within C. Venn diagrams provide a visual method to validate logical arguments and syllogisms. The overlapping area between A and C visually confirms that some A are C is a valid conclusion. The rule, all A are B, states that if A is true, then B must also be true. This rule establishes a relationship of necessary inclusion between two categories or concepts. For example, if all cats are mammals is true, then identifying something as a cat necessitates its classification as a mammal. This logical structure ensures deductive reasoning. From the premise A, one can reliably infer B. The logical rule no A are B states that if A is true, then B cannot be true. This rule establishes a mutually exclusive relationship between categories A and B. If an object is identified as belonging to category A, it is logically impossible for it to also belong to category B. Consider the example. No fish are birds. If something is a fish, it cannot simultaneously be a bird. This rule ensures logical consistency by preventing contradictory classifications. The statement, some A are B, indicates that at least one instance of A is also an instance of B. This statement asserts the existence of an intersection between the set of A and the set of B. The phrase, at least one A is B, is logically equivalent to some A are B. For example, the statement, some fruits are sweet, means that there exists at least one fruit that is sweet. The statement some A are B indicates a partial overlap between sets A and B. From some A are B, one can infer the possibility that all A are B. However, the conclusion all A are B is not a certainty based solely on the premise some A are B. The relationship between some A are B and all A are B is one of possibility, not logical necessity. The statement no A are B asserts that there is no overlap between the set of A and the set of B. The conclusion, it is possible that some A are B, suggests a potential overlap between A and B. The conclusion contradicts the initial statement because if no A are B is true, some A are B cannot be possible. The initial statement establishes a definitive exclusion, making any possibility of inclusion logically invalid. Therefore, the conclusion, it is possible that some A are B, is not a valid inference from the premise no A are B. The statement all A are B asserts that every member of set A is also a member of set B. The conclusion, it is possible that some A are not B, suggests the existence of an element in A that is not in B. The conclusion contradicts the initial statement because if all A are B, no A can exist outside of B. The initial statement establishes a definitive relationship. All members of A must be members of B. Therefore, the possibility of some A not being B is logically impossible given the premise. The validity of the conclusion depends entirely on the truth and scope of the initial premise. Complex syllogisms can be simplified by representing statements as A, B, and C. This simplification aids in identifying the relationships between the components of the syllogism. Abstracting statements allows for a clearer understanding of the logical structure. The A, B, C method reduces cognitive load by focusing on the core relationships. This approach facilitates quicker and more accurate logical deduction. Quantifiers such as all, some, and no significantly influence the validity of logical conclusions. Statements using all require every instance to satisfy the condition for the conclusion to be valid. Statements using some only require at least one instance to satisfy the condition. Statements using no require that 0 instances satisfy the condition for the conclusion to hold. When both premises in a syllogism are negative, no valid conclusion can be inferred. A negative premise asserts that two categories are entirely separate. Two such assertions provide no link between categories. Without a positive connection between categories, no definitive relationship can be established. Attempting to draw a conclusion from two negative premises results in a logical fallacy. This limitation in deductive reasoning highlights the importance of premise construction in logical arguments. When one premise is particular, some, and the other is negative, no, the conclusion must be particular and negative. A particular premise asserts something about only some members of a class. A negative premise denies something about all members of a class. Therefore, the conclusion must reflect both the limited scope, some, and the denial, no. A strategic approach to exam preparation involves understanding core concepts. Practicing diverse questions is crucial for building confidence in exam settings. Confidence is a key factor in performing well on exams. Effective exam strategy combines conceptual understanding with practical application. Reviewing previous year's exams can provide valuable insights into question patterns. Strategic preparation builds a solid foundation for exam success. Effective time management is crucial during exams. Allocate a specific amount of time for each question. It is advisable to move on if you are stuck on a question. Prioritize questions based on difficulty and allocated time. Regularly check the remaining time to adjust your pace. Effective time management maximizes the number of attempted questions and potential score. Mastering syllogism require consiste practice. Understanding the underlying logical principles is essential for syllogistic reasoning. Syllogisms involve deductive reasoning from general premises to specific conclusions. Practice enhances the ability to identify valid and invalid syllogistic forms. Proficiency in syllogisms aids in critical thinking and problem-solving skills. Effective preparation is key to success in exams involving syllogistic logic.